Hello everyone, it's Theresa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you my SheetLoad of cards for April 2021. If you're not familiar with SheetLoad of cards, it's something that Alicia from the Call Me Crafty YouTube channel came up with, and I'll link her channel down below and she can explain it to you. Basically what it is, it's a way to make a bunch of cards with just a couple sheets of pattern paper and a few sheets of cardstock. This month's edition is a mini slimline edition. She typically does more like A2 size cards, but with the popularity of slimline cards and mini slimline cards, she put this out for us, so super fun to make. When you watch her video, she will explain how you can get one of these to print out for yourself, so you'll have all of the information that you need to make your SheetLoad of cards. This month's SheetLoad of cards required 2 sheets of 12 by 12 pattern paper. I chose mine from this Die Cuts with a View Southern Belle paper pad collection. I just thought it looked fun and springy, and I just really liked it. So I got my 2 sheets from there. I did pick this up at Tuesday morning about a year ago, but I've seen it since then, so you might want to check it out if you think that this pad is fun, which I really do. I also made a couple of changes to my cards, as you'll see when we go through them. Alicia always tells us that this sketch is meant to be a jumping off point and that we should feel free to make modifications, to make it our own. That's what we like to do as creative people, right? I know I do. Not that her card sketches aren't great, and I followed this one almost to the T. One change that I did make was to the sentiment banner. Hers was 1 1/4 inches wide, which looks fine, but I had just gotten, I'm into punches lately, I had just gotten this new punch, and it's a fishtail banner punch from Hunky Dory. I literally got it the day that she released this sketch, and so I was really dying to use it. So I made my sentiment border 1 1/2 inches so that I could use my new punch. I also added some gold foiled cardstock to accent here and there, and I embossed my stamping, as you'll see when we go through. So here's my SheetLoad of cards. part of the appeal of making a mini slimline card or a slimline card is that they fit in standard size business envelopes. Now that's great if you don't mind that the envelopes are kind of flimsy and usually have that security lining. I mean, they're super cheap. You can buy like 80 in a box, for $1 or $2. So, I mean, that's great, but if I'm going to take the time to make a handmade card, that is not the kind of presentation I want to give it. So I made my own mini slimline envelopes using lightweight cardstock, just 65-pound cardstock, and I varied the colors to kind of match the color bases, and just for fun. I don't like to make anything identical. In fact, a lot of my cards probably looked identical, but if you look really closely, I made sure that each one had something just a little bit different going on about it. You have to get creative when you're dealing with, 2 sheets of patterned paper. So, and making 10 cards out of it. But anyway, I made these using my envelope punch board. They have like a top folding flap. Now, usually with an envelope punch board, they have a chart and it tells you if your card is this dimension, this is what size paper you need and how you need to score it. For mini slimlines, I couldn't find anything that was this exact size, so I just, through trial and error, figured out my own, and I think they work very nicely. This would easily go through the mail. It might be just slightly on the heavy side. It depends on the materials that you use. I did use 110-pound cardstock for my base, and so that adds to the weight of it. And there's quite a bit of layering here. But as far as dimension, I did pop these up a little bit just on some foam tape for the sentiment. I don't know if you could see that, but other than that, they're pretty flat. So if you did have to upgrade from a standard stamp, it would only be because of the weight, which is an ounce here in the United States. So you just might want to double check that before you pop it into the mail. Now, if you'd like to see how I made these envelopes, comment in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to make a tutorial for you. Now, whenever I make a set of cards, I always like, I'm all about presentation, so I always like to make a card box that coordinates with them to house them, whether it's just for display or, for gift giving or to sell, however you want to do it. I think that packaging is very important. And just about the time that I had completed these, I'd seen a video tutorial that Maymay of Maymay Made It here on YouTube made. And it, my husband was just like, you should make that. It was for mini slimlines, and he's like, you should make that for those cards. And he was absolutely right. So that's what I did. And that was this little picnic basket style card box. And it is the absolute perfect size to house all 10 cards and envelopes that I made. And I really thought that it turned out cute. Now, I will link this tutorial to Maymay's tutorial down below. And I just used some of the paper that I had. I had 2 sheets of this in my pad, so I just used a little bit more of it to line this picnic basket. Now, the lid does flip up for access inside, but in order to really access the cards, you would need to remove it, but it does come off quite easily. And you can see that these just go right in. I'm just going to put my envelopes right in here behind. And it really is like the perfect size to store those. Now, Maymay made a separate video where she actually made cards as well. So if you're looking for inspiration other than your SheetLoad of cards, the cards looked really cute, and she has some great ideas, and her tutorials are always very clear. So if you're just beginning, you could definitely follow her and you can make it. Her motto is, Maymay made it, and so can I, which I think is adorable. But anyway, this is my little petal hung up there. my little picnic card box, and I think all of it turned out super cute. So that is my share for today. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you're inspired to try some of these things for yourself. Please be sure to click on the links in the description box below so you can watch those tutorials that inspired me. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, if you'd like me to do a tutorial on the envelopes and how I, the dimensions and things that I use to make them on my envelope punch board, I'd be happy to do that for you. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to spending time with you again soon. Bye.